Nickelodeon is one of the biggest names in children's entertainment, a place where millions of kids grew up watching their favorite shows. But behind the bright colors and catchy theme songs lay twisted and shocking accusations that will make you change your mind. From sexual harassment to pedophilia claims, the production company has been hiding dark and sinister secrets at the center of its foundation.
In my personal childhood trauma, I did not feel safe around Dan Schneider.
I'd never do it today. I'm embarrassed that I did it then.
30 years ago, Nickelodeon was one of the biggest kids' TV channels.
In the early 90s, Nickelodeon was kid everything.
No one had ever really done sketch comedy starring kids for kids.
However, in reality, the truth was very different. Allegedly, producer and writer Dan Schneider had created a toxic environment on set.
Dan Schneider never really seemed to care about how he was portraying children.
People claimed he over-sexualized the young underage actresses and would constantly write scenes to portray children in a certain way.
Sometimes I wonder if you can get juice from a potato.
All I do is squeeze a little like this.
It was also alleged that he was fascinated by feet and would create sequences for the actors to show them off.
Have you ever tried to get your whole big toe in your mouth? Check this out.
There's a little... I have an extra toe on my feet. Make it stop. Ugh, don't you guys want to see my extra toe? No.
But who exactly has spoken out about their experiences? Number 1, Amanda Bynes. One of the child actors producer Dan Schneider was closest to was Amanda Bynes, who starred in All That before he gave her her own show.
Okay, folks. Say my special guest is the executive producer of the main show, Dan Schneider.
Bye.
The actress was allegedly forced to work for an extreme amount of hours.
And she would say 30 or 40 times she was tired or exhausted or, again, needed a break. Can't go on.
This eventually took its toll on Amanda.
She was the good girl, but at a very early age, she started experimenting with marijuana, which then led to a dark road of drugs and depression.
At 16, Amanda wanted to emancipate herself from her parents. Rumors spread about a possible relationship between the underage teenager and the producer, and even that she had gotten an abortion after getting pregnant with him. But this was all just hearsay. It was around this time that Amanda Bynes developed a series of drug addictions, although she kept them hidden from the public eye.
You haven't been to jail?
No,
No jail?
not yet.
Rehab?
No.
No rehab.
Amanda's life took a turn for the worse when she was arrested several times for driving under the influence, including 2 hit and runs.
I did not even touch you. All right, I'm done. I'm done. Ow! Ow! No, what the hell?
In 2012, she quit acting. Over the next few years, she tried to battle addiction with little success. Eventually, her parents came back into the picture to take care of her.
They would like to do something like Britney Spears' parents did. They would like to get a conservatorship over her because they are so worried about her.
In 2023, the actress was put on a psychiatric hold after she was reportedly found walking the streets of LA naked. She now works as a manicurist. Number 2, Drake Bell. The Nickelodeon set was filled with problematic individuals, including Brian Peck, a dialogue coach who worked directly on set with the child stars. He was also a convicted sex offender. Apparently, most of the crew members were unaware of Brian's criminal record and that he had continued to use his power to take advantage of children.
It wasn't dealing with anybody on the shows or anything, right?
It was a child actor.
On one of our shows.
Yes.
One of his victims was a child actor, later revealed to be Drake Bell from the beloved sitcom Drake and Josh. The dialogue coach invited Drake into his home several times to gain his trust. After befriending him, Brian reportedly assaulted Drake Bell for over 2 years, sometimes using anesthesia so he wouldn't fight him back.
I woke up and he was sexually assaulting me.
Drake's parents learned what was happening and contacted the authorities. The criminal was forced to register as a sex offender and spent 16 months in prison.
11 charges of child sexual abuse related to a child actor.
However, after prison, he was hired by Disney Channel, where he continued working on children's shows.
They get fired from one place, and then they end up at another, without any type of consequence, repercussions.
Ironically, decades later, Drake Bell was accused of sexual misconduct.
Jared Drake Bell is a pedophile, and that is his legacy.
Supposedly, the actor had developed a relationship with a minor, meeting her multiple times and demanding her to share nude pictures with him. On one occasion, the victim accused him of sexually assaulting her after one of his concerts. However, there was no proof of that happening. Added to that, the star claimed he didn't even know she was a minor.
There was no sexual assault, no physical anything. in any of the charges. But if you go and look me up, it's like Drake Bell charged with sexual assault.
The teenager confronted the star and told him she was going to tell his wife.
They ended up, going after my wife and going after, telling me, threatening me and doing all these things.
In the end, Drake was sentenced to 2 years of probation and 200 hours of community service for the attempted endangering of children.
I'm sorry that the victim was harmed in any way, but that was obviously not my intention.
He then explained in an interview that a conversation with his lawyer led him to accept his plea.
Probation, community service, and you won't miss a day in California with your son.
Drake Bell is currently continuing his career as a musician in Mexico, where he has gained a devoted fan base. Number 3, Jennette McCurdy. iCarly was once the biggest show on Nickelodeon, but what star Jennette McCurdy has revealed in her memoir will truly shock you. According to her, an unnamed producer went out of his way to physically touch the young actresses in the show.
What you can say is, what can't you say? I mean, honest to God, I could go...
These physical touch attempts went further than just a hug, as he also allegedly sought to give massages to the actresses.
He pats my shoulders and then the pat turns into a massage. I want to say something, to tell him to stop, but I'm so scared of offending him.
After finishing shooting the iCarly spin-off, Sam and Cat, Jennette was said to have been offered $300,000 to not speak about her experience on set.
I just said, no, it's not happening. That sounds like hush money to me. Not doing it, not taking it.
In an obscure video uploaded by the actress, which seems like it was meant to be a joke, many believe it was Jennette suggesting Dan Schneider was not the person everyone believed he was.
Hey, Dan Schneider, I know you're watching my Vine. Do you like my Vine? Vine. Vine. Look what you've done to me.
Jennette McCurdy claimed she was traumatized by her experience on Nickelodeon and left acting altogether. Since then, more and more people have spoken up against all the abusive behavior present in Nickelodeon. Number 4, Alexa Nikolas. One of the biggest voices against the alleged abusive environment on Nickelodeon is Zoey 101 actress Alexa Nikolas. From the moment she met Dan Schneider at just 12 years of age, she could tell something was wrong.
Or he was either very funny and goofy, and then his other side was very serious and stubborn and pissed off. He had a very weird way with me.
Alexa Nikolas believed he had an unhealthy obsession with her and claimed he would even join her at her wardrobe fittings.
He would sit in the chair and I would come out and I would do a spin and then he would look at the wardrobe artist and say, "Can I have the Polaroids?"
The actress felt uncomfortable with what she had to wear in what was supposed to be a children's show.
Mine was always short skirts and fitted tops, even off the shoulder.
These outfits would take center stage in some of the scenes.
How about this top? You like this top? It makes me look chesty.
The sexual connotation present in these shows was so severe that allegedly, child sexual predators became interested in this content.
I got a link from some random fan where it was, a bunch of Dan Schneider's TV shows on child porn websites.
As this was happening, Alexa wasn't aware of how truly problematic everything was.
Once I saw it again as an adult was when that memory came back. So I was like, oh. Wasn't funny. It still isn't funny to me.
Just like Jennette McCurdy, she was allegedly offered hush money so as not to reveal what happened while she was on set.
I would never take any money from somebody who's trying to silence me. And that's just not money I'm willing to ever take in my life.
Number 5, Ariana Grande. As these Nickelodeon accusations came out, Ariana Grande, who was featured heavily in many of the inappropriate scenes that were circulating, finally broke her silence on the matter.
I'm reprocessing a lot of what the experience was like,
The release of Quiet on Set brought a lot of attention to Ariana.
There's not a word for how devastating that is to hear about.
In a podcast, she revealed the pressures she felt when she first started acting at the infamous production company.
It's really taken advantage of how much it means to the young performer to get a laugh from Video Village.
Behind the scenes, the singer suggested more protection for future young actors.
Or if they've been sexually harassed or even assaulted, the environment needs to be made safer. I think there should be therapists. I think there should be parents allowed to be wherever they want to be.
Dan Schneider came out to say he was wrong for writing those scenes, but denied any further wrongdoings.
I'd never do it today. I'm embarrassed that I did it then.
He has also filed a lawsuit against the documentary Quiet on Set, alleging they implied sexual abuse of child actors, which has defamed him. As for now, it seems that Ariana is still processing her experience on Nickelodeon as an adult. Number 6, Lynn Spears. Jamie Lynn Spears' Nickelodeon acting career came to a pause when she fell pregnant at 16 while working on Zoey 101. But what really happened behind the cameras? Just like many before her, many fans believe this Zoey 101 star was over-sexualized by Dan Schneider's writing. In one scene, Jamie Lynn gets suggestively sprayed with goo.
All I do is squeeze a little like this.
While many found this moment incredibly uncomfortable, Dan and other male crew members allegedly made them refilm this over and over again until it was perfect. However, the set of Zoey 101 was never the same when the young teenager revealed a terrible secret. She was pregnant. Even worse, there were unfounded rumors that Dan Schneider was the father, something Jamie found incredibly insulting.
Now you're gonna put me on a magazine cover and call me a slut for it.
Hoping to make the controversy disappear, Jamie's PR team supposedly took her to a remote cabin, away from all the cameras, for a few weeks.
I felt like, what was I gonna do? I was a kid, and maybe this is in my best interest, and maybe this is what I'm supposed to do, because of course I don't wanna be, hounded by the paparazzi or the tabloids.
Jamie gave birth to her daughter, Maddie, in July 2008 when she was 17 years old. Following this, Jamie quit Hollywood to focus on being a mom. Number 7, Miranda Cosgrove. Miranda Cosgrove, who starred as the titular character in the Nickelodeon show iCarly, spoke about how her Nickelodeon fame brought her a shocking experience with a stalker that forever changed her life.
I had a person come to my house and try to kill me.
Miranda felt she didn't have a normal childhood while working on Nickelodeon.
Even when you're not on TV or acting or anything, just growing up, there's a lot of pressure to try to figure so many things out.
However, the star was not alone in this struggle, as she formed a strong bond with co-star Jennette McCurdy.
I guess I've been really lucky because I've made really close friends from a lot of the different acting things that I've been a part of.
Just like other child actors, she was allegedly a victim of the inappropriate sexual innuendos that Dan would write into the scripts, including showing off the child star's feet.
Did she say nice things about me? Because I will tase her if necessary.
The producer would film behind-the-scenes footage of the actors, with many fans claiming it made the child actors uncomfortable.
You know what? I think everybody's getting tired of your attitude.
As the actress got older, she started to really think about her career.
I went to college because I really wanted to make sure I was acting because I loved it and it was what I wanted to do.
Even after iCarly came to an end, Miranda was still famous around the world, and a few years later, a stalker discovered where she lived.
Somebody drove up that had a similar car, and I guess he got confused and he thought that maybe it was me driving up, and he shot at this person 6 times.
After this violent outburst, the stalker did something unimaginable.
He set himself on fire and he shot himself simultaneously.
A few days before the incident, Miranda, who was enrolled at USC, invited some course mates to her house to study, but they weren't alone.
This guy was actually in my backyard with a gun, pacing back and forth in my backyard the entire time.
Strangely, the authorities haven't figured out why it happened.
And then it was crazy too. They found his car a few blocks away, and there was blood and hair in the trunk. And they were like, oh, he's probably a serial killer.
The man passed away on the scene, with authorities still to this day having not figured out what motivated the stalker to make such a drastic decision. Miranda Cosgrove actually returned to acting, starring in the iCarly reboot, which ran from 2021 to 2023. Number 8, Raquel Lee Below. Raquel Lee Below had accomplished her dream of working at Nickelodeon, but when she was cast in the sketch show, The Amanda Show, she saw how the main star, Amanda Bynes, was treated completely differently than any other child actor.
Every single door has your name on. Every adult around you is catering to your every need. What do you think psychologically that does to children?
Raquel's entire acting career changed when they started shooting the sketch, The Literals, which focused on a family that would do anything in the most literal sense.
And every time I said spit it out, she would spit what was in her mouth, whether it was the water or whatever, directly in my face.
Oh, is it? Tell us. Yeah, spit it out. Because Timmy Bishop.
Amanda spitting at Raquel was never agreed upon before the sketch was shot. However, the crew found it funny and encouraged Amanda to repeat it. After 3 times, an infuriated Raquel confronted the director.
Listen, Raquel. Breathe in. Breathe out. She's the star of the show. He said, don't make too much of a problem.
The scene continued as planned, with Amanda being sexualized once more.
You just chill.
Chill. All right.
Number 9. Daniella Monet. From strange first kisses to inappropriate costumes, Daniella Monet has opened up about her experience on Nickelodeon, shocking fans around the world about the true nature of working in children's television.
All of my first, handful of kisses were all on TV.
On Victorious, the star became concerned with her costumes, describing them as not age-appropriate and too revealing for a children's show. To make matters worse, she was also a victim of the company's creepy writing, which put young actresses in over-sexualized scenes.
No,
Trina?
I'm not gonna. What should I?
Even behind the scenes, Daniella revealed Nickelodeon exerted control over its stars in unexpected ways, trying to influence them to spread their brand over social media and align them with promotional strategies.
They probably had a call in with an Instagram and they were like, hey, listen, we're doing this thing, get everyone on it.
Back then, Daniella was unaware of the toxicity of the set and was able to fully grasp what had happened after she stopped working for them.
There are things that happen every day that you just are accustomed to and would not fly in another work environment.
Daniella now has her own podcast and focuses on wellness and motherhood as a mother of 2 children. Number 10. Victoria Justice. Dan Schneider allegedly allowed the stars of Victorious to drink alcohol, but what was the environment on set really like? And how was her relationship with co-star Ariana Grande? Jennette McCurdy revealed in her memoir that a man referred to as the producer tried to convince her to drink, alleging that was what other child actors were doing.
Come on, take a sip. No thanks. Come on. I've never had alcohol before, and I'm only 18. Couldn't I get in trouble? The Victorious kids get drunk together all the time.
Behind-the-scenes footage recorded by the producer has led fans to believe these young actors getting intoxicated even on set.
Tinted water is so good.
Tinted water? You've just revealed a secret about Victorious.
Apparently, their alcohol use was so severe that it caused irreversible damage to the cast. The show went through another big controversy, as it was rumored co-stars Victoria Justice and Ariana Grande disliked each other after the latter gave a shocking interview to Popstar magazine.
She had said that she was bullied on set, and the magazine basically alluded to it being me.
Victoria later claimed that this was all a big misunderstanding.
She texted me privately and she was like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. You know how the media twists words.
In 2018, Dan Schneider was let go from Nickelodeon after an internal team investigated various abuse allegations against him, with the studio allegedly giving him $7 million as a payout. Since then, more people have come forward about his alleged problematic behavior on set.
Sometimes those jokes went beyond the pale and I said things that wouldn't happen today.
The star later claimed that Schneider owed her an apology, revealing that he had treated her unfairly on set. Thanks for watching. We at Humanity are focusing on delving into the dark truth behind entertainment each week. Please subscribe if you want to see more truths like we have today on Nickelodeon Child Stars.